Good morning, class number 2. This is your science video for Wednesday, and we are on chapter 5, and this is for science group number 2. All right, so you're going to need, you should already know, your science book, all right, and you're going to need your activity sheet that we're going to answer questions. It says on the top, chapter 5, primates, monkeys, and apes. And you have a little picture down here that's yours is in color. Mine's in black and white. I need you to write your name and to write the date. Today is September the 23rd, 2020, 9/23/20. So go ahead and write your name and date on there. And we're going to read together chapter 5 on monkeys and apes. Now I'm going to draw something on the board, and you don't need to write this. You can if you want to. On the back side of your paper, on the back side, you can draw what I'm drawing. If you do decide to draw it this way. This will give you, it's a review of what we've been talking about so far, and it'll help you in your mind to see it, not just remember it by words. But I'm going to erase this so I can have more space, okay? So the very first chapters we talked about the kingdom of animals. So we have the kingdom of animals, which God created on the 5th and 6th day. So I'm just going to put a circle on it. So God gave us animals to take care of, to enjoy, and that we may see the great variety that only God can come up with such great variety of animals. Now there are, as men, there are people who are interested in studying these animals. They're called scientists. So to make it easier to keep everything organized, they put everything into groups. So they took the animals and they divided it into 2 groups, okay? So one group is the vertebrates. I should have done that in cursive and I didn't. Let me do this one in cursive. Oops. Okay. So they took all the animals and divided it into 2 groups. Vertebrates, animals with backbones, and invertebrates, animals, I forgot to cross my T, with no backbones, okay? So the next couple of chapters after the first one is focusing on the vertebrates, all the animals with backbones. So they divided this up into 5 groups. Birds, amphibians, reptiles, let me go like this, fish, and primates. Okay, I'm sorry, not primates. Mammals. 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Out of all these 5, we're focusing on the mammals. Now the mammals, there are different kinds of mammals. And last week we talked about large and small mammals. This week we're going to talk about another group that falls under this group. This is divided into more groups. So that a certain kind of mammals are the primates, and there are more groups under mammals, okay? So this is where we are in our study. Later on, we're going to study the reptiles, amphibians, birds, and the fish. For right now, we're going down from vertebrates to mammals, mammals to primates, all right? So we're going to start reading, and I have a surprise guest for you guys today who's going to help us read. Okay? Open up your book to page 19, and I want you to put your finger where it says one group. Okay? And my guest is going to read the first paragraph with us, and then after that I'll read, and then we'll answer our questions.
One group of the mammals that everyone enjoys watching at the zoo. The primates. Most people call those animals monkeys, but there are actually three different types of primates. Monkeys are the largest group of primates, but apes and Persimians are also primates. All primates share several common characteristics. First, they have 10 fingers and 10 toes. Also, primates have eyes on the front of their face, so they have binocular vision. Many other animals have eyes located more on the sides of their heads and therefore do not have the good depression that primates have.
Okay, that was Elizabeth reading for us. She did a great job reading the first paragraph. Okay, so we read the first paragraph. Now let's go back and read question A over here. Okay, it says, what are two common characteristics that all primates have? Remember, primates are monkeys and apes, and they are mammals. Mammals are vertebrates. Okay, what are two characteristics? We just read it. So if you don't remember, we need to go back and read the first paragraph again. Listen carefully. One group of mammals that everyone enjoys watching at the zoo is the primates. Most people call these animals monkeys, but they are actually three different types of primates. So there's three kinds of primates. Monkeys is the largest group of primates, but apes and persimians are also primates. All primates share several common characteristics. What was our question? What are two common characteristics of all primates? It says all primates share several characteristics. The first one is that they have 10 fingers and 10 toes. Also, primates have eyes on the front of their faces, so they have binocular vision. Binocular vision is, we have binocular vision. We have our eyes on the front of our face. There are some animals that have, for example, a cow that you have on the opposite page on page 18. There's a picture of a cow there. If you see the cow from the side of its head, it has an eye over here and the other eye over here. So they're able to see forward all the way around and almost all the way to the back. They can see back behind them. Not completely, but almost all the way. We cannot see behind us. So if you put your hands here and from the corners of your eyes, you look at your hands, you keep moving your hands back and they'll be right around there. I can't see my hands no more. So I can only see this much up to here. I cannot see way back here. This right here is binocular vision. So my vision, this eye sees here and this eye sees here and they overlap. See how there's a little bit of the two eyes are seeing some of the same things in the front. Okay, so that's what we're going to write for first question. And I'll write it for you out. You can copy it out of your book. You can take a pencil and underline where it says they have 10 fingers and 10 toes. Also, primates have eyes on the front of their faces. You can stop where it says front of their faces, or you can continue writing. So they have binocular vision. Okay, so I have it there. And if you need to pause the video and write your answer, or you can continue watching the video, just underline it in your book and you go back later and fill it in on your paper. All right? So I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to move it over here, Elizabeth, so you can continue writing. Okay, let's keep reading. Question number B. What are the three groups of primates? Remember, primates is divided into even three more groups. 1, 2, 3. There's monkeys, apes, I'm not sure how to spell that. Persimians. Prosi. That's a new word for me. So primates is made up of three groups of animals: the monkeys, the apes, and the persimians. So the question is, what are the three groups? If we look back, if we reread the first paragraph, one group of mammals that everyone enjoys watching at the zoo is the primates. Most people call these animals monkeys, but there are actually three different types of primates. Monkeys is the largest group of the primates, but apes and persimians are also primates. You want to underline that in your book and fill it out on question number B on your right here where it says 1, 2, and 3. All right. The next question says, what is one difference between apes and monkeys? What's one difference between the apes and the monkeys? Oh, you know what? I don't have my, Luis, can you look up Persimians? I'm not sure what a Persimian looks like. I've never even heard the word before. So I have my assistant here who's going to look up Persimians for us. Okay, question C. What is one difference between the apes and the monkeys? Let's read paragraph number 2. There are around 160 different species of monkeys. Some are very small, like the pygmy marmoset, which weighs only 8 ounces. The largest monkey is the mandrill, which can weigh as much as 100 pounds. Monkeys live in Central and South America, Africa, and Southern Asia. The monkeys that live in the Western Hemisphere are called the New World monkeys. Let me pause for just a second. Okay, Persimians are a group of primates that includes all living and extinct strepsirrhines, as well as, let me see, includes simians. They are considered to have, okay, so it shows a picture. Let me show you if you can see this. This is a Persimian. You've probably seen them on see that? Those are Persimians. They don't really look like monkeys. They almost look like kind of like squirrels with a long tail. And I believe they can use, some of them can use their tails just like a monkey can. They're very strange. This one's very strange looking. This one right here, huh? He almost looks like an alien. That's a Persimian. So that they are almost like a monkey, but not quite. That's why they have their own group. Okay. Now the monkeys, remember what it said? It said there's 160 different kinds of monkeys. All right. So what is one difference between an ape and a monkey? Let's jump down to the, we're going to come back and read on the New World monkeys, but let's jump down to the next paragraph so we can answer that question, and we'll go back up to the previous paragraph. It says, monkeys are excellent climbers, using their feet like a second set of hands. Monkeys spend most of their lives in trees, and they feed on leaves, fruits, flowers, and insects. A few monkeys prey. Prey means that they hunt for food. They prey on smaller animals. Okay, let me see. I think okay, there are different types of species. Okay, turn the page to page 20. The second group of primates is the apes. Apes are very similar to monkeys in appearance, with one notable exception. Apes do not have tails. Also, apes have arms that are longer than their legs. Common apes include the gorilla, the chimpanzees, the orangutans, and gibbons. Apes live in the tropical forests of Africa and Southeast Asia. Unlike most monkeys, many apes spend a significant amount of time on the ground, although orangutans spend much of their time in the trees. Now, this paragraph just answered our question for us. What was the one difference between apes and monkeys? So let's go back to the top of the paragraph. The second group of primates is the apes. Apes are very similar to monkeys. So they're very similar. Apes and monkeys are very similar with one exception. Apes do not have tails. So that's the difference between an ape and a monkey. And the apes have longer arms than their legs. That's another difference with the monkeys. So I wrote it here for you. That is question number C. Apes do not have tails, monkeys do. Also, an ape's arms are longer than its legs. That means the monkey's arms are shorter than its legs. So that's the only two difference between a monkey and an ape. Okay? And apes tend not to be in trees, with the exception of the orangutan. Okay? So that is your answer for question C. So go ahead and pause your video so you can finish writing your answer down or copy it right out of your book. All right. I'm going to continue on with question D. Okay. Now for question D, we need to go back to page 19, and I'm going to read at right above, right between the two monkeys, those two paragraphs there. We're going to go back and read there. Okay, and I'm going to move my camera so I can show you my map. But in the meantime, actually, let me read it. The monkeys that live in the Western Hemisphere are called New World monkeys. So first, I'm going to show you my globe, and then I'm going to show you the map. So this is the Earth, okay? Now, I know it's probably really difficult for you to see, but this side of the globe here is a Western Hemisphere, and that includes South America and North America, okay? This is called the New World, okay? Because this was discovered last. So it's new. It's not really new, but they call it newer because people had to discover it before civilization expanded here. So New World monkeys. These monkeys are small and medium-sized and have prehensile tails. A prehensile tail is one that is able to grasp onto things and can be used for climbing or swinging. So they can use their tails to grab onto branches and they swing on their tails. They can hold things with their tails. So the monkeys on this side of the earth are small and medium sized. This is the New World monkeys. Now, if we turn the globe completely to the other side, this is the Old World. Okay, this is like Africa, Australia, Asia. The monkeys over here are called Old World monkeys. They live in Africa and Asia. So we got Africa here and Asia here. Okay, these monkeys are usually larger than the New World monkeys and don't have prehensile tails. So they might have tails, but they're not able to use them like the other monkeys. Okay, now I'm going to take you over to the map so you can see on a larger scale where these monkeys are. Hold on. All right, so the globe that I showed you, if we were to cut it in half and open it up like this, if it's like this, we open it up. This is the whole Earth right here, okay? This right here is one side of the globe, and this is the other side of the globe. So this is North America, South America. This is the New World Hemisphere. I'm sorry, yes. And this is the Old World Hemisphere. The New World is South America, North America. This is where we live. Okay, the monkeys and the monkeys are smaller to medium size and they use their tails. The monkeys in the Old World Hemisphere, the monkeys are way bigger and they have the apes over here, but they don't have tails that they can use to hold or swing or just to manipulate things, okay? Okay, so question D says, where do New World monkeys live? And we answered that on page 19, right below the first picture of the monkey is up there. It says the monkeys that live in the Western Hemisphere are called New World monkeys. So New World monkeys live where? The Western Hemisphere. And I'm not going to write it down for you. I want you to underline it in your book very lightly. Don't push down hard. We don't want to mess up our books. Western Hemisphere. 2 words. That's your answer. And it says, where do Old World monkeys live? You see the words in orange. It says Old World monkeys live in Africa and Asia. These monkeys are usually larger than the New World monkeys and do not have prehensile tails. Doesn't say that it's the Eastern Hemisphere, does it? So I might have to write that on the board for you. Oh, yes, it does. No? Old World monkeys. Okay, so I'm going to have to write it on there for you because I don't see it written in your book. You can write Africa or Asia. And I lost my marker. Oh, here it is. Or you can write Eastern Hemisphere for the second part of D. Okay, and the last one, what is a prehensile tail? And it told us right there. A prehensile tail is one that is able to grasp onto things and can be used for climbing or swinging. It's a tail that can grasp onto things and it can be used for climbing or swinging. Okay, you can underline that and fill in D. Now, I need to go back and finish reading. While you're writing that, I'm going to finish reading the rest of page 20. It says gorillas are the largest apes. An adult male weighs 350 pounds and adult females weighs 200 pounds. Gorillas live in groups of 10 or fewer with one dominant male, several females, and several young gorillas that are not yet ready to live by themselves. When gorillas are mature, they usually leave the group. A male will live by himself and he can find an unattached female to join him and begin a new group. A female will leave and join another group for a lone male. Chimpanzees, there's a picture on the top, are very social apes. They live in groups of at least 12 and up to 100 members. They are mostly herbivorous, that means they eat plants, and eat many different plants. However, they also eat termites and have been known to eat other monkeys, and small antelopes, okay? So they will eat meat. Chimps are very creative and use sticks and leaves to help collect termites and water. Other apes, such as orangutans, are less social and live more solitary lives. That means they tend to live by themselves. The third group of primates is the Persimians. At first glance, Persimians may not seem to belong to the same category as apes and monkeys. However, they share the common characteristic of 10 fingers, and toes, and binocular vision. Persimians live mostly on the island of Madagascar, but some species live on mainland Africa and in southern Asia. There are 61 species of prosimians, including lemurs, tarsiers, lorises, and bush babies. Most prosimians have very large eyes. This is helpful for hunting and seeing at night, which is when most prosimians are active. So it told us that there are how many? Let me see, it was category 61 kinds. There's 61 kinds of prosimians. I think monkeys was 100 and, what was there? Oh, gosh. Chimpanzees, they live in groups of 10. 160 different kinds of monkeys. 160 different kinds of monkeys. And apes, gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, and gibbons. That's 4. So I think there's only 4 kinds of apes. 160 different kinds of monkeys, 4 kinds of apes, and 61 kinds of prosimians. Prosimians, okay? All right, so that is your lesson for primates. I'm going to try and come up with an activity where I'm going to give you circles with all these names on it for vertebrates. And I'm going to, after we finish chapter 7. Actually, no. I think chapter 6, we're going on to a different group. We're doing mammals. I think we're switching over to fish next week. So I'm going to give you, send home a little test next week. So I'm going to give you all these circles and you're going to have to try and put them in the right order. All right? All right. We'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.